Hi, this is Mariusz from RRCustoms, and in this video I want to present you one of our best products, the most durable protection you can get on your car's paint, the Ultra Ceramic Coating. And this is how the bottle looks like. Of course, inside is a very professional specific product intended for protection of your car's paint, also with the plastic elements if they are painted, of course, with the clear coat, so you can apply the coating on them as well. Of course, about the specifics, this product is designed especially for like to say protecting the clear coat, especially the water-based nowadays used cars finishes that are mostly weaker than the previous one used before in the past time. And I'm going to show you also some tricks and tips about the application, and of course a little bit about the applicator as well. I've got here something prepared. It's a cubic applicator, as you can see. Of course, the suede microfiber towel, the microfiber clutch that we are going to use directly with the applicator. And now a few words about it. Why is it so important to use both at the same time? Of course, when it's very hot, you can literally take off the microfiber clutch just to achieve a better application, because you will get more of the coating, like to say, be on the panel. This will, like to say, lower up the vaporizing abilities of the coating. But if you want to reduce the consumption of the coating, you should definitely use one of these clutches. And I'm going to show you how to do it without, having any disruption of holding, because if you put it down and you try to hold it up, it just kind of flimsy, so it won't be very professional when you are coating your car, especially when you are dealing with hot environmental conditions. You don't have the AC in your workshop, and this could be a little bit painful when you do it. So I'm gonna take a knife, adjust it just a little bit to make sure that the cut will be smooth and even. So I would like to show you something like this and use a squishy just to put inside the clutch so it won't move. It will be placed like this. So if I'm gonna do another cut from the other side, but not right now, it won't fall off. I don't have to worry about that. It will fall off when I'm doing my application. So about the application methods and how it's supposed to do, it's worth to mention that the car should be fully decontaminated, and this requires all the full process of decontamination, and after this also it should be polished. Never listen to something like this, that the car when it's brand new, it doesn't require any polishing steps. At least one single stage polishing is required to make sure it's fully clean, because the polishing not only removes some micro scratches, oxidations from the car's paint, but it also, like to say, it cleans deeply all the pores of the paint. That means that it increases the abilities of catching the coating, which means that it will be fully, deeply clean, but it's like mechanical cleaning. About the polishing, yes, of course. So if you do this, then after you fully degrease the surface, you are ready to apply the ceramic coating. So how it's going to look and more tricks and tips, let's go to our test car. Okay, so we've got our car here prepared. It's fully polished, decontaminated, and everything that should be done before the coating application. Of course, it's already degreased as well. As you can see here on my trolley, I've got already prepared my ceramic coating, my applicator, 2 microfibers, and some inspection lights as well. The first microfiber will be for the excess, just to collect the excess, and the second one will be to just fully polish the surface without any marks and anything else, to not leave behind me this so-called solvent from the coating, of course. So how it's going to look, of course, first of all, we have to do the ceramic coating applicator some impregnation, so it will be covered evenly without any dry spots on this cubic applicator. So one of the methods is just to let it drop like this directly on the applicator. Most advanced applicator will just remove this dispenser. It's very easy. You can just lift it by using your squishy or anything else. You can do it and then apply the coating like this. Just slide it like this and you will have an even nice coated applicator. Yes, but you can do it also a little bit differently by just putting down the bottle and let the microfiber towel, this small clutch of course, just absorb all this remaining liquid. Okay, remember to not overload your applicator and it'll be ready to use. Of course, when you are dealing with the application and you don't hold your bottle like this when you are applying, because I don't do it. Really, literally, I don't like to do it like this. I just put the cap directly on the distributor like this, and now the application itself. Now we have to choose a proper size of the panel. You cannot just literally do whole panel because you are not able to reach it from this side to the other side to be fully, like to say, sure that your arms will cover this big area. So to not create also any so-called high spots, we have to avoid a little bit when it comes to the expanding of the coating place. Okay, so first of all, why I don't have to catch my bottle and just like to say press it to prevent it gaining air to the inside of the bottle. I just do some steps like this, and these steps prevent me from holding my bottle all the time and reapplying it directly on the surface. As you can see, first of all, I'm creating something that I could call a frame. Yes, I should be very precise to that, not leave any dry areas when I do it, and then I have to fill it from the inside. As you can see, these stamps that I already made are, like to say, moisturizing with fresh coating my whole applicator. And now a little bit to the side. And I have to create a cross pattern, so I have to do it now from the up and down side of the bonnet. Why? This kind of movement prevents me from creating any spots that are, like to say, not covered from the ceramic coating. And when I did, first of all, creating the so-called frame, yes, of this area which I'm going to cover, prevents me from, like to say, when I do the application, I don't have to worry about it that I already coated this specific area. So now I can easily put down my applicator, wait about 60 seconds, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It depends on the thermodynamic conditions that you actually have at your shop, okay? So now let's wait a little bit for the coating to, like to say, ceramize itself. It creates now the first catch. The initial curing just is appearing, so it'll be ready to wipe off the excess in just a couple of seconds. So I have to, like to say, already prepare myself a microfiber towel. Remember, always use brand new microfiber towels. Never use washed before microfiber towel. We have to be pretty sure that the towel is always soft and fresh and ready to, like to say, level up all those ingredients from the ceramic coating. It's not about the absorption of the microfiber. It's just about all the leveling of the ceramic coating. Why is it so important? Because we don't want to cover the microfiber in ceramic coating, we want to cover the, in this case, of course, the bonnet with the ceramic coating. This is so important, so we don't have to deal with the issue that we have a very stiff microfiber after the application. That's why we have to wait a little bit for the initial curing. Okay, I think this is pretty much enough. Of course, I've got here an inspection light that will help me find out where my solvent is on the bonnet. That's when it's helpful to not create the so-called high spots. What are high spots? These are the spots that we have created possibly when we have too much coating on one side, or we create something like a contact zone. That's why we cannot create a nice layer, even layer on the whole bonnet. So we have to, like for example, do a half of the bonnet right now and the second half of the bonnet a little bit later after we finish with this area. That's why we have to check it out if we have any residue from the solvent, from the coating, that could interfere all the, like to say, visible attraction of the ceramic coating. So let's go with the wiping. Gently collect the excess. Try not to touch the wiper arms. Try not to touch separate other elements. It's not going to be good. Always try to be precise, especially on the edges. Okay, now I have to check it out. Of course, I know it's not perfect. I'm going to switch to another microfiber, to another super nice and brand new microfiber, and check out how my coating reacts with the paint and it's leveling itself. So I have to switch now to a strong spotlight. Now with another applicator, with another microfiber towel, I'm just searching for any micro holograms that could appear from the coating when you are applying it directly on your paint. As you can see, how to find them. If I press my microfiber stronger than I have to really do, I will create from left to right a little bit a spotlight. I don't know if the camera can see this. Some rays appear from the center of the light, some small rays appear from the right to the left, but when I'm doing it very, very gently, they will disappear. They will level up itself. And this is why it's so important. Okay, now I have to just fully polish the surface. And it'll be ready in a couple of seconds. Okay, and some other explanations. Some very small holograms from the coating will vaporize and level up by themselves. So don't worry about this. But if you leave a bigger amount of the residue after you do the application from the ceramic coating, yes, it won't level out itself. And about the high spots, especially when you are creating the so-called contact zone. So what that means, this side is already applied. I'm going to switch to the other side, but we are not going to show this on the video because it's not the purpose of this video, of this presentation. Yes, there is a possibility that I will create a high spot. Of course, I've got all the tools and the knowledge to not do this, but let me explain how they could literally appear. The coating, it gives a little bit more darkening effect, yes? And when you do the darkening effect and from the other side, it will react like double shaded areas. It will be a darker stripe visible on the center of the bonnet. So to avoid that, use always a good inspection light, check out for the residue, and start wiping this area, this so-called contact zone, right from this side. And after this, the other residue that you have, just the excess, wipe it and polish it fully. So I think from the application perspective, this is pretty much enough. Let's go back to the previous room. Okay, now about some recommendations. The initial curing of the coating is around 4 hours. This means that after 4 hours you can add another protective layer, for example from the ceramic quick detailer, just to help preventing all the external conditions that could affect the curing of the coating will be, like to say, absorbed and covered by the ceramic quick detailer. This is very important. If you want to, like to say, layer up and build another layer on the ceramic coating, the ultra ceramic coating, you can do it, achieve another possible layer, but only up to 15 minutes. It's very important to know this, that only before 15 minutes there is a possibility that you can apply another layer. After 15 minutes the second layer will be rejected by the initial curing from the ceramic coating. So this means it will create a hydrophobic effect already from the second layer. This is also worth to mention. Another very important thing is the thermodynamic conditions. The ceramic coating likes the conditions from 18 degrees up to 20-25 degrees maximum, because after increasing the temperature, the solvent will vaporize very quickly, and it won't allow you to achieve a proper good application effect. You will struggle with the buffing. Yes, the microfiber will give you resistance when you will try to wipe off the excess and try to polish it. And when it's too cold, of course, you have to wait a little bit longer for the application, because the solvent isn't able to vaporize properly. This means you have to wait longer and longer, and this doesn't like to say give you the guarantee that the coating will be absorbed by the clear coat, because we have to also know that the body panel also is working when the temperature is like to say getting up and down. So when it's cool, the body panel will shrink itself and also will close up the cells of the paint. It's normal, because it will expand when it's hotter, yes, and it will shrink when it's cooler. So this means the, like to say, optimum temperature is between 18 and 25 maximum, of course, is the best temperature for the application. My personal favorite is when I adjust the AC is 21 degrees. It's my personal favorite. And one more thing that is also worth to mention is, like to say, the moisture in the air. It's also very important to have a very good environment when it comes to moisture. When you have a very moisturized room, the coating will also react with water. This is pretty much normal to every coating. So if your moisture in the room reacts like from 60% up to 80-90%, this will be very difficult to create a nice catch, because the coating will react with the moisture from the air and also start to cure itself. You will have problem with levelizing the coating. It will give you also a resistant grip when you are trying to wipe off the excess. And what's more very important, also the sunlight is also very important, because the UV light it's like something that helps curing the coating on the panel that you have applied already. So remember, if you have a shop that has also some windows in it, remember to shut down every possible window, just also close it without any sun rays possible to just come through the window. So it's very important also. And another thing is just time. The coating cure itself, it needs between 72 hours, even up to 5 days sometimes to fully get cured. After this time, you can easily try to wash the car, check it everything is okay, and then you can put your stamp on the guarantee card. This will be pretty much enough. So about any more tricks and tips, I think this is pretty much enough. So thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and we see us in the next video.